Hello everyone, Keir Smith here, back with another video. Well, they say that first impressions count and often leave a lasting impression, and I certainly believe that to be true of these 10 classic debut singles by some of the biggest bands of all time. Now, I had to do a fair bit of research for this video because the first song that you hear by a band, of course, isn't necessarily their debut single. Many bands suffered failure after failure before that song caught the attention of the record buying public. So let's not waste any more time. I'll get to my list. These are 10 of my favourite debut singles. And just for fun, at the end of the video, I'll rank them from least favourite to favourite. So when I thought about putting this list together, one of the first songs that I thought of was Supersonic by Oasis, released in 1994. What a debut single, led by Noel Gallagher's arpeggio stylings and subtle lead guitar work, as well as the power of the chords behind them. It's a slow, measured, but undeniably swaggering rock song, a no-nonsense statement of intent. Immediately, Liam Gallagher looks and sounds like a bona fide rock star. I need to be myself. I can't be no one else. One of the best debut lines from a debut single ever. My next pick is actually a cover version. Now, I wouldn't normally include a cover version. I'd normally go for something authentic and original. But this is so good, I couldn't possibly leave it off, and it's by Nirvana, one of my favourite bands of all time. The song is Love Buzz from 1988. The original was by a band called Shocking Blue, a Dutch band, and the song was originally released on one of their albums back in 1969. The power trio of Kurt Cobain, Chris Novoselic and Chad Channing was on drums back then. The tone on Chris Novoselic's bass, so good, and Kurt's guitar comes in like a bolt from the blue. I love those short, frenzied guitar licks that Kurt plays. It's a real powerhouse performance, and that roar that Kurt lets out, I think just around the 2-minute 14-15 mark, it's awesome. At the time of the song's release, a journalist likened the raw emotion of Kurt's voice to that of John Lennon's. High praise indeed, but I'd agree with that, and some. I came to this song as a teenager and I've been obsessed with it ever since. Up next is a song by one of Nirvana's grunge contemporaries, if you like, Pearl Jam, with their awesome debut single, Alive, from 1991, which was written by guitarist Stone Gossard and was originally an instrumental lying around which went by the name of Dollar Short. But of course, lead singer Eddie Vedder came in and laid down a vocal full of power and intensity. Special mention for Mike McCready's superb guitar solo too. I think I'd written down what I thought was 5 or 6 really great debut singles, and then it hit me. Bloody hell, Pink Floyd, Arnold Layne. What a great song from way back in 1967. A peculiar lyric about a young gentleman who stole women's garments from washing lines. And as the lyric tells, he would dress up in these clothes, put on a gown that touches the ground. There wasn't anyone quite like Syd Barrett. Odd lyrics, odd voice, rather odd man. Nick Mason once said something along the lines of, they say that you have to put in something like 10,000 hours worth of work before you can really get somewhere. But he added that Pink Floyd had only been working together for around about 50 hours by the time they'd got Arnold Layne down. Aside from the funny lyrics, it has that super cool psychedelic swirl to it with a large dollop of Englishness. It was fresh, innovative, exciting, a great song. Up next is the debut single by The Libertines from 2002, What a Waster. Now this song crept inside the top 40 of the UK singles charts. It received little airplay due to its profanity. What a waster, what a fucking waster. You pissed it all up the wall. What a divvy, what a fucking div. They don't write them like that anymore. It's a relentless, pounding, loosened, ragged rock song with melodic guitar stylings. Pete Doherty and Carl Barrett sing great together right from the off, but good golly, give the drummer some. Gary Powell smacks those drums. It's so highly charged and frenetic, and the tale it tells again is very English. They're talking about the streets that they grew up on. Mind You Bleeding Own You, 2 Bob, C-word. Up next is another one that came to mind very quickly, the debut single by The Jam from 1977, In the City. In the city there's 1,000 things I want to say to you. The first lyrics committed to vinyl by the great Paul Weller. Weller slashes his way through the chords, and Bruce Foxton introduces himself here as a melodic and pulsating bass player, and Rick Buckler drives the tempo of the song on drums. Talk about a power trio. The Jam were sensational, and this was a great start. Up next is another one of my absolute favourite bands of all time, The Smiths, with their astonishing debut single, Hand in Glove from 1983. The song fades in with what we know now as the unmistakable melodic guitar lines of the great Johnny Marr. We hear a chirpy harmonica, and it's backed by one of the most underrated rhythm sections in Andy Rourke on bass and Mike Joyce on drums. And of course, the equally unmistakable voice of Morrissey. Hand in glove, the sun shines out of our behinds. Another truly fantastic opening line. Morrissey said that the song must be heard by absolutely everyone. It should be done in multiple languages and be heard worldwide, and said that it felt like the soundtrack of his whole life to that point. And there is a real sense of urgency about this song when Morrissey sings, "It's not like any other love. This one is different because it's ours." Up next is the lead single by Bush, released in 1995, Everything Zen. This song erupts immediately before calming down into the quietude of the verse. Love that bass line, and that leads into the explosive chorus. I've always loved Gavin Rossdale's husky vocals and his rather obscure lyrics too. There's no sex in violence. And I always rather like that lyric, "We're so bored, you're to blame." The middle eight is great, where Rossdale roars, "I don't believe that Elvis is dead." I love the gnarly guitar solo, and quite simply, this song rocks from start to finish. So 2 more to go. My 9th pick is a song that won't be known by the masses, I don't think, but I certainly love it. It's Cavorting by the Cortinas from 2007. Not only are they from Manchester and inspired by Oasis, the lead singer is also called Liam. But if we're going to make comparisons, then to be fair to him, he's probably a strong mix of both Liam and Noel. Singer, writer, guitarist, arranger. He's pretty talented. Liam Frey says he writes all of his songs from personal experience, and this is a song about guys, girls, nightclubs, bands, drugs, all played out on the streets of Manchester with that typically northern spike. Your club is full of overrated, dehydrated, goggle-eyed girls, and they're trying to stare at me, but their eyes are rattling and they're struggling to see. Cavorting and snorting your way through the band. The guitars are great, good vocals, great chorus, a fine debut single. And last but most definitely not least is the debut single by Eagles, Take It Easy from 1972. Simply, this is a perfectly crafted pop rock song, incorporating well-worn themes of girls, cars, the road, lovers, salvation, but it's hard to knock it because it's so well done and it's given that spit and polish that Eagles put over just about everything they did. It's pretty perfect. Glenn Fry's vocal is really nice and easy on the ear, and easy on the ear most definitely are those sublime 4-part harmonies. Glenn Fry, Don Henley, Randy Meisner and Bernie Leadon, who plays some excellent lead guitar parts and mixes some subtle banjo in there too. The chorus is supremely catchy and you do feel inclined to put your feet up when you're listening to this. I dread to think how many times this song has been played on American radio. But in my life, I haven't heard this that many times. I've heard it plenty, of course, but I still enjoy it. Take it easy, take it easy. So there you have it, 10 of my favourite debut singles of all time. And now I've got to rank them. Honestly, I only had the idea to rank these 10 songs when I sat down to start filming this video. I just thought it'd make the video a little bit more interesting. I knew what was going to be number one, or I thought I knew what was going to be number one. Yeah, it is still number one, but choosing 10 to 2 was tricky. So I'll rank the songs now, going from numbers 10 down to number 1, from least favourite to favourite. And at number 10, I've got Alive by Pearl Jam. Number 9 is Take It Easy by Eagles. Number 8 is In the City by The Jam. And number 7 is Cavorting by The Cortinas. Number 6 is Arnold Lane by Pink Floyd. Number 5, Supersonic by Oasis. And number 4, Hand in Glove by The Smiths. I sort of paused there because Hand in Glove by The Smiths is just an incredible debut single, and when I first got this list together, I did think that I might have that a little bit higher, but at number 4 it is. Number 3, I've chosen Everything Zen by Bush. Number 2 is Love Buzz by Nirvana, and number 1 is What a Waster by The Libertines. It's so fucking great. Profanity and all. So that was my list, and as you can imagine, there was a few other songs in contention. I had to leave off some really fine debut singles. White Riot by The Clash, Virginia Plain by Roxy Music, and as a huge Beatles fan, I wanted to crowbar Love Me Do in there somewhere, but I couldn't. Creep by Radiohead. I didn't realise that that was their debut single. For some reason I'd got it in my head that Anyone Can Play Guitar was their debut single, but evidently not. And Creep is an awesome song, but not quite good enough to make my top 10. Anyway, as always, thank you so much for stopping by and watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know down in the comments section below if I missed one of your favourites, and I'm sorry that I did. And I'll see you for my next video sometime soon. Until then, bye for now. Yeah.